Welcome, Kitsap County. This is Stephanie Dupuis with Dupuis team at Keller Williams West Sound in Silverdale. Here with you with the Kitsap County housing market stats for the week. Man, if you don't write that week up there, I am like
it's so... at the bottom.
Is it at the bottom? Okay, 26th through the 2nd. Thank goodness, because don't change things on me or I'm like toast. So some fun things this week. Listings, live listings have increased, about 20%, 15-20%. This is great news for buyers. And of course, we'd like to see more, obviously. And we're seeing the effects of this down here. Look at this. Housing inventory is up about 4% in the county. So we went from 570 up to about 590. I'm rounding numbers, obviously, if you didn't figure that out. So that's good news. And so inventory in the county is inching up slightly. Don't know if it'll stay there. Pending listings, we're at 182. Last week they were at 192. So those are fairly stable, which means the number of buyers are consistently buying the same number of homes week to week. Here's the biggest jump we saw, 156 sold sales this week. Whereas 96 last week, and if you go back past videos, you're going to see that they're pretty stable, around 96, 80s to 100 homes sold per week. And we're wondering, where's this gap? If we have 50 to 200 pendings, how come the solds are so low? Where's the gap there? Well, we're starting to see that gap close. So, problem solved. Sales price to list price, still a seller's market by about 10%. So we've got 110-ish homes selling at or above list price versus, I don't know, what is that, 100 or so. I'm ballparking it. I don't do math in my head too well. 110-ish. 100-ish or so at or below list price. So just tipping the scales towards seller's market here for the time being. What's surprising to me is what we're seeing is homes in the 350, 400, 1,000, 100,000 or less price range are selling really fast. Days on market are 7 days or less. And yet you're going to see, this stat is misleading. Days on market, CDOM means consecutive days on market, are showing up 28, and that's an average. And so, if you're purchasing homes in the what we call the bread and butter range, the hot market range, homes are going quick. You cannot waste time. If you see something you like, you need to be able to make a quick decision. So that's the market stats, the Kitsap County housing market stats for this week. Your tip this week. Something that came out in the news that we've been watching here on our team for quite a while is the, hope I get this right, the inverted yield curve. Anyone familiar with that? There's a really neat NPR report on this. Anyone who watches this, an inverted yield curve are when short-term interest rates are higher than long-term interest rates, which is backwards. And when that happens for a long period of time, it could indicate a recession, and in fact it has for the last 7 recessions. And this is actually a good thing because we're, as many people know, we're overdue. What does this mean for you, potentially for sellers and for buyers? If you're thinking of selling your house, you should do it now. We've been saying this for months, been saying it for the last 6 months, and now here's even one more reason to push the button. Get your house ready, call your broker, give us a call at 360-440-7237. If you're a buyer, you need to get going too, because interest rates are probably shifting, okay? And circumstances are shifting. And yeah, house prices are high, but you're never gonna find an interest rate this low again. For us old dogs, I remember my dad calling me when I was 23 years old, excited that interest rates were down to 9%, because my folks bought a house when interest rates were in 18 to 22%. For some perspective, so you're probably never going to see interest rates this low again. It's almost like free money. Get locked into a house. Think long term on these purchases. All right. It's also the time to sell. It's also time to buy. All right. If you found this video useful, please make a comment below. If you have a question, share it with your friends. Like us on our Facebook page. We look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful 4th of July. I am Stephanie Dupuis with Dupuis Team at Keller Williams West Sound. Our team phone number is 360-440-7237.